failure. And the fact that failure isn't an eternity is just an event, which I learned today by a lovely actress by the name of Christine Horn, who is also an acting uh, career guru. One of the things that she talks about is failure being an event. So I want to piggyback off of that to just give you some tips on what you can do. Failure is part of life. We try things, sometimes it doesn't work. And the thing an actor has to realize is not to let it stop you. If you fail, if you go on an audition and you don't book it or it doesn't go well, don't stop. Just get yourself ready for the next one. Look and see what was it about that audition that didn't work for you, and then go for it. Give yourself um, the right tools. Why didn't the audition work? What was it about it that you felt like you failed? Sometimes we're not fully prepared, and so we fail. Sometimes we do everything we're supposed to, and we fail. And but failure is not forever. It's actually something to use to get you to the next thing. Failure makes you grow. It's like you get to learn what didn't I do, what didn't work that I did. You have to have the courage to get past the failure. Don't let failure knock you out of the game. And I've seen this time and time again. I've seen amazing actors. I've seen actors who um, are just so extraordinarily talented, but they have one failure and they give up. They leave the business. And to me, if you are an actor, you're going to have failures. Things are going to happen. You may get fired off of a set. I've been fired off of sets before. The first time it happened, I'm not going to lie, it devastated me, but I had to get back up. I had to go. What I didn't realize is that sometimes you are miscast. Sometimes the star of the show may not like you. And it has nothing to do with whether you are a good actor or not a good actor. It just has to do with chemistry or personality. You may rub off on somebody the wrong way. I remember getting fired off of some of a pilot because the lead said I was funny, that my lines were funnier than his. So they changed all my lines. And the next day when I came, I didn't have much to say. And he still went at me, that telling the producer, she's funnier. Her desk is funnier than mine. And so, because I've been let go of another show a few years before that devastated me, I was able to 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 not take it so badly. It hurt for a second, but I saw it coming because this guy was not having me. And it wasn't even about me. I saw him get rid of all the actors before me. Like everybody was getting replaced. And I was just so fortunate, or I felt fortunate that it took 10 days for him to replace me. 10 days before he got to me to say, I don't like this one. Um, Sometimes it happens, but I want you to start looking at failure in a different way. Start looking at failure like something that gets you to the next step. When we start, when we come out of the womb, the first thing we do is crawl, right? Then we start to get our footing and we can stand up. And then we start taking baby steps. And then we go. And guess what? Babies fall all the time. They fail a lot, but they keep getting up and they finally figured out how to walk regularly. Failure as an artist is not a big deal. We make a big deal out of it, but it's not a big deal. It just means you get to do it again. And something that I was speaking to a friend of mine earlier this evening, and what came to me is Don't settle at the camp of failure. Start positioning yourself to settle at the camp of success, because if you are about baseball, or whether you are or not, baseball players have a lot more strikes than they have hits or home runs. Babe Ruth had more strikes than he had home runs. What made him great was the fact that he kept getting past those strikes, or those, missing the balls, and going for that home run. You have to go for that home run too. Keep going for your dream. Don't give up. Don't let go. Start positioning yourself. When you have a success, take in everything about that success. Take it all in. What did you learn? What did you get from that place of success? If you booked a job, that's successful. If you did great on an audition and you didn't get it, but the casting director called you back in the office for another part, that's success. So start looking at where you were successful, and start deciding that you are going to settle in the camp of success instead of the camp of failure. You are a winner. You got to see yourself as a winner. Even if you fail, it does not negate that you are a winner. There are a lot of winners. One of our greatest basketball players, Michael Jordan, he had failures. There were times when he didn't get the team to the winning game, that they failed, but it made him work harder. It made him just say, no, I'm taking this. I'm going for it. I'm not letting anything stop me. I am going to do what it is that I said I was going to do. He worked hard. Kobe Bryant is another one who came and kept doing it. I was reminded watching the Oscars last night that, a lot of those people that were there, waiting, they were nominated. They might not have been the ones that got the award, but they were already successful. They had failures, but they kept going. And if you have a career in acting, there's going to be times when you have failures. That's just how it is. You might do 3 great movies or 3 great shows, and then the next one is a flop. But the most important thing is that you are an artist getting to do what you love. Continue to love acting, continue to love how you perform, how you deliver the stuff. Love it. Acting is a process. It's about learning, it's about growing, it's about developing. Just continue to do it. Don't give up. Don't let a failure cause you to stop. You can take a break, you can take a rest, but don't stop. And when you take a break and when you take a rest, make sure you do it in success, in a place that you remind yourself, you know what? I might not have gotten that one, but look at what I have accomplished. Look at what I have done. As an artist, we sometimes don't know, especially as actors, because we are the instrument. If you're a musician and you play an instrument, you could always blame the instrument. But when you're an actor, it's you. You feel the pressure. You feel the burden. It's like they didn't like me. No, they just wanted something else. Try to separate a little bit. Try to separate yourself a little bit from what you are doing to who you are. Just because you didn't knock it out of the park doesn't mean you're not a winner. It doesn't mean you are a horrible person. It doesn't mean you're an imposter. It just means that wasn't your day. You missed out. You missed the shot. You missed you didn't nail the audition. Sometimes we don't nail it, but you keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. If you want to be an actor of the highest caliber, you're going to have moments where you fail. And when oh, years ago, when I was starting to do stand up, I remember seeing Richard Pryor at the Comedy Store working on new material, and he failed horribly. And I remember sitting there going, Richard Pryor, Richard Pryor is bombing. I can't believe he's bombing. But you know what? Richard came back the next night and knocked it out of the park. Every artist, whether you're an actor, a writer, a singer, a director, a filmmaker, you're gonna fail. It just is how it is. But you get back up, you get on the horse, and you do it. Another person that I saw getting booed because he was working new material at the Comedy Store was Andrew Dice Clay, and he refused to do his own material, and he was working on new material, and there were days when he was working on it where it wasn't working, and the audience was booing him, but he had the courage and the conviction to go, you know what, I'm working this out, I'm working through this. And it took him about maybe a month, 5 weeks. By the end of 5 weeks, you couldn't tell that the material had gone through difficulties, because he brought it to the stage, and he was brilliant. And I'm not a big fan of Andrew Dice Clay's material, but I am a big fan of his art. I got to see him do his art. And I think when you're doing art, there are moments where you fail. You know, if you're a painter, maybe some of the colors won't work on that particular canvas, but the more you do it, the more you work on it, all of a sudden you find your rhythm, you're able to do what it is that you envision, and the audience comes to love it, the viewer comes to love it. So keep doing your work, no matter if you fail. Keep getting back up, keep getting back up. And when you need to take the rest bit, when you need to just take a pause because you feel beat up, go sit in the camp of success and remind yourself of all the good qualities that you have. What makes you an extraordinary actor? What makes you an extraordinary artist? What are your wins? Remind yourself of your wins. Not, don't sit and lick your wounds and think about your failures. Don't sit there, because that's detrimental to you. The more you sit in failure, the more you start feeling like you are a failure. And that's not really true. You just had a moment, and that moment has passed. Just remember, failures are a moment, they just pass. As Christine Horn would say, failures are just an event, and we have many events in our lifetime. So I just want to encourage you to be the artist that God created you to be. Don't give up, don't let go, don't get discouraged to the point where you want to not only give up, but you actually do give up. You know, uh keep finding your North Star, keep finding that place to remind yourself of all that you are, how brilliant you are, how wonderful you are, that you are growing every day. Remember, every day is new. You're learning something new. You've never been here before. I know sometimes actors uh, start getting very dramatic. Oh my God, it's the same thing. I'm losing the. I didn't do well in the audition. It's not going well. No, it's a different day. Every day is different. Every day you have a new opportunity to figure something out. Every day you have a new opportunity to practice a little bit more. Every day you have in you the ability to push forward. Push forward every day. If you do a little every day, in a year, you will have done 365 steps to take you into a whole new place. So don't give up. Don't let go. Don't stop. Don't let people um, don't let people label you a failure. That's on them. Failing, fail forward. Failing is about learning. Failing is a teachable moment. So just take it as a teacher. this failure that happened is just to teach me something, to get me to where I want to go. Fall forward, crawl if you have to, get out of that failure posture, and find your way back to success. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to talking to you again. God bless you, my friend. Be encouraged. Be alive.